Hey guys, Dr. Dusa here, MTFU Longevity. How are you? Drugs. We don't talk about drugs, especially when it concerns uh, gaining strength, gaining size, getting cut up, taking a shortcut, anything like that. What are the secrets? What are the tricks? We just don't get into that. It's just not necessary. But a little bit of the psychology behind performance-enhancing chemicals that I'll reference right here, right now. When I was in practice some years ago, I had a patient who played 6 years in the NFL. And he was a big, giant guy. When he played, he was an offensive lineman. I had him as a patient after his career, a little bit after his career was over. And his playing weight was 300 pounds. And when he came to me, he was maybe 260. He was still big. And he was a patient for a while, and I got to know him a little bit. And then I felt comfortable enough to ask him, about the whole drug thing in professional sports and in the NFL and all that. And he said, look, they're everywhere. Don't let anybody fool you. This is just what he told me. Okay, he told me this. This guy was legit. And he said, they want to make you think that there's a drug testing program. He said there is. It's very cursory. They let you know when you're going to be tested. Not everyone is tested. And he basically came through and said, you are considered a stupid fool if you fail your drug test. And he kind of looked, I laughed at that. And he looked at me and he says, Doc, I like you and everything, but you don't think somebody's going to pony up $600 for an NFL ticket to watch guys that look like you play? And I kind of looked at him, and I laughed. I go, you're right. I wouldn't. People want to see extraordinarily vast creations of science that do what no other person can do. And I understand that. But as far as he was concerned, he had his history with anabolics. We didn't get into what he did because it doesn't matter. Okay. It's the psychology, the thinking, the why. And he said, listen, at that level, everybody's the best. Everybody came from an area where they were the best. They get into this pool of athletes where they're no longer the best. And look, he said, I was 26 years old. I had a big house. I already had 3 kids, a wife at home. And, what the team does is they bring in, they trade for guys. They bring in free agents. They bring in guys that directly challenge my or his job. And he was a lineman, and he said, listen, every day at practice, it was a fight. The contracts are not guaranteed. So I'm playing for my future. I'm trying to make as much as I can as quickly as possible. And you don't know what the other guy's doing. The guy across from you on the line, going against you, trying to take your job every single day. I mean, the pressure is always on. There's one thing about people who look at other people who are successful. They think once they get there, they're just coasting. The most successful people are working even harder. As time goes, they're working even harder all the time. It never ends. It's like, kind of like an iceberg, and you can see the tip of the iceberg, but you don't see what's going on underneath the water. And that's like a successful guy, the head's above, and he's kicking and flailing hard all the time. And the above surface might look calm, a lot of flailing underneath. So getting back to my friend, he said, so look, I'm a kid, I'm young, I'm not stupid. But he holds his hands out. I'll never forget, he held his hands out like this. He goes, Doc, look, it's $1 million contract. Take this pill. Keep the contract. Keep your job. It goes right in my mouth. And I appreciated that. And you know what? I can't say I wouldn't have done that either. Who the hell knows? So again, that's a little bit of the background thinking as to why people do what they do. It's not some nefarious, dirty, back alley drug dealing going on all the time. It's a matter of pragmatics and logistics and keeping your job, and you get into something that's really big and you don't see any other way out, and it's very competitive. So that's the mind that you have to cultivate and the strength that you have to go on and forward. And it's a decision you have to make. And again, my disclaimer here, I do not endorse drugs. I don't care if you do them. And they're always going to exist. They'll never go away. And we don't talk about them here. So that's all I have to say about that. And you have a great day. Thank you.